Okay guys, here we have the Eduard A6M3 Type 22. Now, this is the profipack version. This is 2163. It's Shiro Kawai's aircraft. Beautiful A6M3. I think I found one picture of it in the in a Tamiya reference book, and I was like, whoa, no way. It's 2163. It's the actual aircraft in a real book. It's a real picture of the plane that I'm making. I always love that. So, classic Eduard, there's a lot of details, but to what cost? Well, the plastic's good quality, but it's quite weak. Like, structurally, it's weak. Compared to Tamiya, holding the Tamiya A6M3 by the fuselage and then holding the Eduard one by the fuselage, I feel I have to be much more delicate with the Eduard one. The gear is I'm not a fan of the gear. Even on this A6M, they should find another way to do the gear, because I think it's too weak, and it's not very easy to get it in shape or get it in. I used the Eduard Brussin tire set, and that was quite hard to well, not hard, but it was a bit of effort to get it to fit nicely in the gear. For painting wise, sprayed down some Mr. Color 8, then I did the XF76, which is apparently wrong, but whatever, on the belly, and then on the top I tried to do X11, and then I was like, nah, it's too dark. So I got some MRP Lacquer Midori Iro, and that paint is a lot more vibrant and a lot brighter than XF11, and I just worked it into the panels and then just blended it all. So yeah, from certain lights, I don't know about the look, it's kind of alright, kind of not, but overall it's alright. And then I did a little bit of chipping. Then I moved on to OPR on the rest of the aircraft. I sprayed the roundels. I used decal for the white stripe. I think it's maybe a commander aircraft, I don't know. And the 2163 on the tail, as well as the identification. But the two stripes below and above the 2163 were painted. So you can see the chipping on the nose and the engine cowling. I tried to make that as realistic as possible. I think I've done a good job. I pretty much just copied a reference and it just came out well. And then I was like, how can I make this more worn into? So I decided to chip more of the canopy as well. And I think this is I think my best prop to date, even though there are some issues, like you can see with the double white bands on the fuselage, that there's a bit of scuffs there, and then there's a bit of green seeping into that white. But overall I think it's a pretty good effort. So if you want an A6M3 in 48th scale, I would say go for it for the Eduard one. If you want, considering if you're in the UK, definitely go for the Eduard one, because the Tamiya one is just it's too expensive. It's too expensive. In Japan, it's like, I think, under 20 quid. Here it's like 40. That's a bit much. I'm going to say for an A6M3. 30 to 40. I think the Eduard profipack was like photo etch and I can't say that. Photo etch and stuff. It's for 30. Weekend editions are at like 18 to 19 quid. And then Tamiya, just for a stronger, more secure, structurally secure build, to pay like 15 quid more. Like, no, that's not. Or 15 quid more than the weekend edition, like 10 or more than, around the same. Yeah, they're similar prices, but yeah, I would rather go for the Eduard one, because there's just more detail. But as a result of that, you just got to deal with the weak gear. hope you buy an Eduard Zero. Hopefully that's made you inspired to either buy an Eduard Zero, try out an Imperial Japanese subject, or try out OPR. Because hopefully you're looking at the weather and you're like, what's this OPR thing he's talking about? And head over to Mike Rinaldi, some of the aircraft stuff, and you'll be making some pretty banging finishes that will be unique. Because right now, in the scale model world, aviation is lagging behind. Guys, we're actually lagging behind. We can't let armor be doing this. But yeah, that's a topic for another day. So, thank you for watching. Goodbye.